Alright, welcome to the channel. My name is Bernard and I'm coming to you from Benfriman Travels Consult. So I'm very excited to meet you today, and we're going to talk about public charge exclusively. Alright, so those of you who watched my previous videos, if you haven't watched it, please go and check it out. I promise you guys that I'm going to talk about public charge, all right, so that you get the ins and outs and know how to go about your stuff. All right, so if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, you're a newcomer, you are frequent video viewer, or you are my viewer but has not subscribed yet, please go down below the video, subscribe. Let's help promote the channel. You can leave your questions in the comment section. I will go through them and try to answer as many as I can, and try to share them to friends and family. You can do that as well, and I will gladly appreciate. All right, so before wasting much time, we will go and look at what public charge is, but we are going to look at it in three phases. All right, we're going to look at what is this public charge, okay, what is it about. Then we are going to look at the background, where it came from and how it came by. You get it? Then we're going to look at how public charge is applied, so that you can understand the concept and know where to position yourself. All right, now the assurance is that this is not going to come from my head. I'm going to read it directly from the USCIS website, so that you get the whole concept from them. All right, so this is authentic. I can promise you that. Stick and stay whilst we go into the video. I'm going to leave the screenshot of what I'm reading on the screen, so that you can follow as we go by. All right, so I'm going to share the screen with you very briefly, and I want you to follow as we go on. All right, so I'm going to explain and share the screen with you. Now, what is public charge? Okay, so in the simple terms, anybody who is not self-sufficient, okay, when I talk about self-sufficient, anybody who does not have enough to cater for him or herself is who that is termed as somebody who is not self-sufficient. All right, so if anybody who is not self-sufficient wins this DV lottery, apply for visa, that person is going to be termed as a public charge. All right, you are going to be looked at somebody who will come to the United States and will need assistance to survive. All right, so it means, where do you go for this assistance? Since you are a legal permanent resident, you can fall on the government, and since they don't want you to fall on the government, they are not going to give you the visa in the first place. So that is in simple what public charge is preaching, or what public charge is all about. All right, so let's go a little bit about the background. This law was actually or took effect February 24th, 2020, this year. All right, that is why in my previous videos I said a lot of people are going to do a lot of mistakes in the application, because they are going to fall on the wrong information, because how they dealt with those who won DV 2019 and some of those who won DV 2020, it's not going to be the same way they will deal with those of DV 2020 winners who are going after 24th February 2020, and of course DV 2021 winners. All right, there's a form you need to fill. That is the public charge questionnaire form. All right, I know a lot of you have seen or come across that, and this form is actually very delicate. You need to fill it with all carefulness and honesty. All right, so that is the background of public charge. Now let's look at what entails or what combines or is included in public charge. Now, public charge is going to look at your age, is going to look at your health, is going to look at your income and statement, bank statement. It's also going to look at your asset and resources. All right. So what I mostly say is that to pass an exams, there should be a pass mark. Now, if there are like 6 requirements that you need to meet, at least getting half of it, 3 or 4 out of the requirement will not be a bad idea. You get it? So, as I said in the previous videos, some people are preaching that you don't need that enough money in your bank account, and if you have PhD, you are good to go and it doesn't matter. That is very wrong. I said in that particular video that education outside America is actually not really taken into account unless you're going to do a top up over there. All right. So if you think you're going to use your PhD to search for jobs, it will not work in the initial stages. All right. So it's going to take some time, a lot of time, for you to actually understand how their system work, get some experience from their job, and actually use that, get a lot of references and all that, to use that to actually back your PhD or your master's to get the job that you want. All right. So looking at this is going to take time, and to become a public charge is in a matter of months. So going to the US, the first 2, 3, 4 months is what they are actually concerned about, because you're going to actually struggle if you don't have anything that you're going with. All right. That is why I tell you guys that money is very important, and you need to take it very seriously. Even if you have an asset, you can lease it and liquidate it into money and put it in your bank account. I've told you there's a lot of time for you to even go for the interview. So by then you can print a 6-month bank statement with that money showing up, and that money is yours. So they're definitely going to see that, of course, you have money, so you'll be able to sustain yourself till that period that you can actually well settle in the United States. All right. So that is bank statement, money, and the resources that I'm talking about. Now let's talk about assets. Okay. If you have assets, it is also a good thing, but not enough, because assets are not like money that you can spend on a daily basis. Okay, so assets needs value and time. So imagine if you have a house and nobody is renting the house, that asset actually becomes useless when it comes to public charge, because you cannot generate anything out of that asset. So what are you showing that asset for? You get it? So you need to actually try as much as possible to lease that asset, print whatever agreement you have with the one you lease to, and show it that this guy is going to pay me $200, $500 each month because of what I've given to him or her. All right. And that is a good example. Some people think because I have a house, I'll just print the ownership and that kind of document and go and show it that. It doesn't work that way. All right. So they need to see that what you are presenting is actually fetching you money. That is why, for me and the experience that I have, money is the ultimate thing. Money is what is important in this whole public charge thing. Because if you have the money, you won't go and rely on any government for any assistance. So if you have a house in, let's say, Ghana or Kenya, or probably Namibia, Gambia, or whatever country that you're coming from, Uganda, and you move to the US and nobody is renting a house. You can't move from US to Kenya or Ghana to go and sleep in a house. You get it? So it doesn't really make sense when you just show up with documents showing I have this, I have that. No, try to liquidate it. Try to get something out of it to actually help you not become a public charge. The other thing that we want to look at is health. I know most of you will pass this because health is kind of something that really affects the aged, which I think most of you who won the DV lottery are either in your 20s, 30s, or probably 40s. All right, I know some few 50s will win, but I don't think it's much. Most of you are energetic and young, so the health doesn't really come in, because with the health they are going to actually look at something like diabetes, hypertension, chronic illness that is very expensive in the US, and for that reason you're going to need the support of the government, which I think most of you that don't have. So I'm not going to spend much time on that. However, this goes to pregnant women. All right, for pregnant women, they are exposed to a lot of things, because when you become pregnant, your immunity is always down. All right, so and the fact that you are pregnant means you give birth in probably not more than 9 months. So if you are pregnant 2 months, then you have 7 months to go. You get it? And becoming pregnant and giving birth in the US, you're actually going to stay home and take care of your child, and you're not going to work. So the probability that you become a public charge is very high. All right, so for pregnant women, what I advise that you do is apply for the visa, but have some serious money in your bank account. So pregnant women and nursing mothers, you should have some money in your bank account, because whether you decide to work or not, it's still expensive to have a baby in the US, because childcare is not a joke in the US. You pay a lot of money if you want to work, and hire a nanny to take care of your child in the house for you. It's a lot of money, and you don't need to go there and kind of work and use your money on your child and the nanny. You get it? Definitely you're going to be in need of money, and therefore you're going to fall on the government. So pregnant women and nursing mothers too should take this into account and work on their asset that they have, bank account that they have. All right, so this is exclusive. All right, you get it only here. This is free that I'm giving you. All right, but if you want any further assistance, please come to Benfriman Travels Consult. We will be very, very happy to assist you. Now let's move to education. I've always said that education anywhere, it could be Europe, it could be whatever country, all right, it could be Africa, Asia, whatever country, that is not from the US, okay, or even Canada. Canada is kind of recognized, but if you are outside these two countries and you think you have a PhD and master, so you are like all hell head swollen and all that, you're going to get a visa and all because I have PhD, then you might be laughing at the wrong side of your mouth at the end of the day. So that is why I'm doing this video. You should prepare. All right, you should get your stuff together and prepare. Have money, have assets. Lease your assets to people, rent it out, liquidate whatever thing that you have, buy stocks, okay, buy shares, buy treasury bills, and these are all investments that is going to earn you money. So if any visa officer read through your public charge questionnaire and sees that you have all this investment, of course your how do we call this, your stocks and your all the treasuries you have are going to actually earn you money at a certain period. So if you are getting $500 in every 3 months from your treasury bill, if you're getting $200 from your stocks, if you are getting $300 from every month from your renting, your leasing, obviously they're going to see that even if you are pregnant or whatever, when you go there, there's money and or something working for you way back home in your country that you can actually rely on, so you won't become actually a public charge over there, right? So education is something that I encourage, that attach a little bit of finances to it and you are good to go, because education is actually good, but education without money, it might cause you a problem. All right, so I've talked about health, I've talked about resources, I've talked about money, the statement, I've talked about asset, I've talked about health, and the last one is, I think, age. All right, which I said earlier on, a lot of you are probably in your 20s and 40s, so age is not something that is going to go against you, but those in their 50s, in their 60s, if you are watching me, then you have to be careful, because you are prone to certain illnesses, certain chronic disease that might force you to go for government assistance, and you're going to be kind of looked at very well before actually issuing you this visa. Right, so in a nutshell, I'm going to leave whatever public charges at the end of this video on the screen for at least some 20 seconds. You can pause it and read it and understand what I mean by this public charge and this whole thing. All right, so that is public charge for you. You need to prepare and you need to face it with all your strength, because I've always said this visa is a golden visa. Don't lose it. All right, and a little bit disclaimer here: we are not an immigration agency or a law firm, so we will not represent you anywhere. Don't quote us anywhere. Whatever that we are giving you is based on experience and thorough research that we do as a travel agency. All right, so as I said, if you need any assistance, the numbers will be on the screen. Hit us and we're going to be of help to you. Currently our website is down, we are working on it, and very soon it will be up online so that you can go there and access anything that you want to do over there. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, comment under it. I said I'm going to read through the comments and answer some few questions, and as quick as I can, and share the video to friends and family. All right, so see you in our next video. We're going to talk about how to face the interview. All right, whether immigrant or non-immigrant visa, we're going to divide it into two, so this is for everybody. Stay tuned, subscribe to the channel and get all the notifications. See you.